story.
Good part, Cup. Tell Swoop good part.
Okay.
Welcome back to the Tidy Room Hangar. This is Mike. Today I'm going to talk to you about the Newage H57 Dino Forces Bombardier Freyr Führer. The Führer. This is their take on a Swoop, a very G1S Swoop. Swoop is my favorite Dinobot character, and I'm actually kind of scared how many of these I'm going to buy in different color repaints, and I'm also concerned about how many of the Studio Series ones I'm going to pick up. But well, that's a problem for the future Mike problem. But I do want to say that this figure does look pretty good. There's some new engineering ideas that they put into it, or maybe old engineering ideas that were done well. But we're going to talk about that as we get into it. There is one or two little minor nitpicks I have, but they're really not that bad. We're going to talk about this, and I did get this Showsium. I have a link down below where you can get yours. Remember, TH reviewer code. But let's talk about Freyr coming up. Alright, here's the packaging. It's supposed to look Diaclone-ish, I believe. That's what they're going for. Bombardier, Freyr. And here we go with the back of it. So it's cool looking in its own right. I do like that you can still see the product in there and the plastic and all that kind of stuff. But I already took it out before I filmed this segment. I should have filmed this segment first. But anyway, there's the box. So here he is in his alt mode. The first thing I'm going to talk about is alt mode because he ships in alt mode. But I do want to point out that he comes with this stand. And it's a pretty cool stand. It's a pretty good stand. But the connection point to him is very small, minimalistic, which is okay because you could just set it and forget it and it looks good. But when you manipulate it on the stand, it's going to come off that stand. You're just going to have to re-tab it back in. It's not a big deal. But as I work through it, if it falls off the stand, it's not really that it's a horrible stand. It's just that you need to do your manipulating it, then put it on the stand, which is kind of a pain in a way. But if the connection point was any deeper, then the aesthetics would be affected, I think. So this is the accessory where you shoot this stuff out. So the missiles have kind of a firing trail that you can clip on to this and just take the missile off and then plug this in, and then you have this effect, which is really cool. So that is a definite cool effect that they have going on right there, and we'll see if the stand holds it, put them sideways. So yeah, that is really cool. And the other accessories that are left are actually for his other mode. But yeah, that is really an ingenious little idea that they came up with, and I like that. And it sort of kind of goes along with what they did with the G1 and how the G1 was set up, because those were missile firing, but this is just a whole different way to do it. Looking at him aesthetically, he does look fantastic. There is paint everywhere. It's just lavish with paint. The blue's all painted. I don't know if this is, but the color of it looks so good that it feels very cartoon. Lots of paint on the legs there. And it just feels like everything's painted on this, even if it's not. But I mean, it does have a little bit higher price point for a Legends. It's like $58, I believe. But I think it's definitely worth it for the quality they put into this guy. Looks fantastic. There's a couple of things on here that I think are interesting with his laser in his mouth. His beak does kind of open and close. He does have these ear pieces over here. Yeah, it's really cool overall articulation in these feet. But a good looking figure. He does have the tail, kind of can put that however you want. And so yeah, I'm happy with this mode. We're gonna do some quick comparisons, then we'll get into the transformation. There he goes on to the stand. Now on the stand, of course, let's go this way. I think I'm rubbing the paint off a bit, but and you can plug this into different holes depending on how you want to display it. You might want to plug it into different holes. Have I rubbed any paint? I'm sure I have, but yeah, it's got a nice tight, I don't know if it's ratchet, it's just friction based, but if you want them up higher, you can always do that and then plug this into here. I had it down lower because it's just easier in the review space. That wasn't fun. Let's try it again. Unedited. Just push it in there and then set it up. And get it going. And if you want them higher, as you can see, it's kind of hard to get in the review space if you get it all the way up. Now for some comparison time. Here he is next to a G1 version, and I gotta say, that they are going to do a toy version. I'm really curious how that comes out. I might have to pick up their toy version also, but a little bit longer in a wingspan, but feels like about the same size aside from that. And aesthetically, just that G1 Swoop was a good looking figure back in the day. It still looks good now, but will this one look better? Will it top it? Yeah, it will, especially in the bot mode. Magic Square Ironhide just really doesn't hold a candle to it. I mean, they're dinosaurs, how big they make them however big they want. And then G1 Grimlock, me Grimlock King. I bet you more people like Grimlock as their favorite Dinobot. Swoop is definitely my favorite Dinobot. I like you more than Grimlock, Swoop. All right, now for transformation. I'm gonna see that I try not to get this. Try not to go off screen here. Raise this up just a bit more. Pretty much as high as it's gonna go. All right, now first thing you want to do is untab these legs, and they're tabbed in pretty good. And this is really brilliant of them, the way they did this. And then you're gonna fold these little pieces down for the feet, and then you're gonna bring this down all the way, and then that's gonna kind of notch into it like so. Same thing on this side. Bring this down and see, notch it in. Then we are going to open up this front piece on here, and then we're gonna, you can go ahead and close this up if you would like, which I want to talk about that here in just a second. So I haven't really done much. Hey, I wonder if getting the heel sprout will help get the foot out a little bit better. Grab onto that heel spur to get that foot out, or kind of push with this back piece. That is pretty tight. It's got a nice little, some tightness to it. You have to have it tight so it holds fine. Then you will be able to get the heel spur out right here. And we get the other side, the other leg, and then get that heel spur out. And then we're gonna go up higher, and I'm gonna adjust this a little bit more so that we can not go off camera there. We're gonna fold this out, untab it, and this is tiny. I'm not able to seem to get it. Let's see if I can get it with my pinky. Come on. I don't know. The first one came out real nice and easy. Maybe if I wiggle the arm to untab it. There it goes. Then it frees this all up to slide out, and then we can go ahead and fold these to the side as we push this down or maneuver this down, and then these are going to clip in. That is such a cool idea to use that as the side panels. And then now that all that's kind of in place, we can fold this head down. Did it go all the way down? And then this is going to double hinge up and over like so. And then we got the arms that are going to fold out. Those are on sprues. Let's go ahead and put a hand like this in. The hands don't come out. They're on sprues. Here we go. Boom! Magic trick. Alright. That went flying. So this doesn't look like it's any fun at all, to tell you the truth. Getting the new hand in doesn't look like it's going to go into this hole there. And there we go. And then we're going to go over to this side, do the same old thing over here. And I'll get a hand plugged into that a little bit later. Get these earpieces down. And I think my chest isn't quite as flush. Okay, we're going to get around here to the back. And we're going to flip this open. And then it's going to come up and over. We can close the tail up into there. And then with that, we have this all adjusted up. We're going to fold this back, that forward, this down. Real simple kind of stuff. And then we're there. We're there. Just need to add a hand. Pretty good looking figure. Feels really solid. Oh, the hips, you want to get them just aligned right. And yeah, there it goes. All right, well, I'm going to get back and we'll take a look at him. Here he is in his robot mode, and there's a whole lot to like about him, but before we get into that, I just want to point out, you do want to push it down enough to tab in that tab right there for the head and all this beak and head and all that kind of stuff. So with that, really a cool looking figure overall. I do like him. I like a lot about this. And I was going to talk about this during the transformation, but I had my own problems. Got my own problems to worry about now. I can't deal with that right now. This is really smart. And if this was incorporated into more, I'd say more of transformations, just this tab being able to fold away is really simple and easy, and it feels very sturdy. I've seen this used before as like on the side, supported only by one side. This is supported by two sides, so you have all the strength of this, very little concern that this is going to break. That is smart. I like that. Plus there's a little nub that you can get it back out. Everything about that is really smart. I love that. So Newage does some cool stuff. Usually when it comes to Newage and Magic Square wins about 85 to 90% for me. The only thing that wins is the paint. But stuff like this is a win. I would really don't know if Magic Square would beat this, especially with how well they painted the first figure right out the gate. I just love that about Newage. And with that, let's get into looking at the head. That is Swoop. You know that is Swoop. Don't gotta call him Fire, Fearer, Fayer. He's Swoop. That is awesome. He's got that little head. This is actually articulated too. Go up and down a little bit on that. And then getting down to the chest, there's two types of paint on there. It looks really good. And definitely a nice looking figure. I don't know, did I miss something about hip flaps? I mean, the side flaps, I don't really care, but did I miss something about that? And then getting down, I got the yellow on there. Paint, just paint everywhere. Just makes the figure look phenomenal. It feels like the difference between like getting a Hasbro bare bones figure and getting a painted up, really nice looking premium figure. So that's kind of where it feels. No gappiness in the legs. Everything looks like it's exactly how it should be and how you'd want it. And so with that, the only downside on this figure, which I still don't think that it needed to be this bad, was how thick the forearms are. I don't think it needed to be that thick. They could have made them, a third smaller, and it would have still worked. Everything would have still worked fine, I think. Really think that if they do decide down the road to make a running change and thin that out just a little bit, I would not be upset. I know it's to accommodate the hand, but they could make a running change. They could figure something out to make that better, but that's just too thick in my opinion. But aside from that, you can cheat it and not even notice it because you have that. And then this hand on here has articulation, but we're going to get articulation next. Okay, for articulation, the head goes down and up, and it's on a ball joint, but it's all over the place. But you also have that extra transformation, so you can go further down and you can go further up. You can do a lot more with him. And then shoulder out way, like you can do some really crazy stuff. And then 360 if you needed to. The wing will get in the way. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, which you kind of lose the elbow in a bit. And then the hands this is actually articulated on this one here, so you can do like a stop or something, or he can do push-ups. You can get him down there doing one arm push-up, something along those lines. He's got the waist swivel, and you can just move the beak a little bit and you can get more out of it and however you want, and then put the beak back. So that's interesting. That gives you the option. The way it's designed, you have the option to do all of that. But let's see how far you could do the ab crunch. Let's see if you can get Magic Square ab crunch. You can get Magic Square ab crunch if you wanted to. And then he does have this hip flap here. Goes all the way up there, all just on tension, out to here, thigh swivel, double jointed knee to kind of give you everything you could want in a knee. And speaking of knees, they kind of split a little bit, but they're made to just contact, 2 points contacting each other in coming together to win. And then down here we got the foot down, up, side to side. And I do want to point out that you set him down, sometimes you have to push down on his heel spur back here just to give him stability. But once you've done that, he's super solid. All right, get yourself a bowl of cereal because I'm going to be here a little bit doing some of these comparisons. This is the blue chest repaint of the original G1. So I just have this one with all accessories on it just for fun, as I just kind of like it. Anyway, there is that, so you can kind of see he is about the same size as the original G1. So he's not super big and super tall, but the character never really was. He was always smaller than the rest of the Dinobots. And this is McFan's Toys Mick, spelled M-E-C-H, Mick Fans Toys. And anyway, it does look more like this is like a toy version with a blue chest. So it's a cartoon toy version, I guess. But it's a K oversize of the DX9. I believe the DX9 is closer to this size. So if you have the DX9. Here's what I want to say. I want to say that the DX9 was a decent mold from the start. And it still looks pretty good. This does look more cartoon, and it is better looking, in my opinion, than the Mick Fans Toys. But the Mick Fans Toys wasn't bad. This has just really brought the engineering and everything up to 2023 standards. Here we go with the Mick Fans Toys Grimlock, the toy recolor. I wished I would have got it. Well, not toy, the cartoon recolor. Wish I would have gotten the toy coloration, kind of like they did with this one here. I absolutely love this version of Grimlock from Newage. So Newage, Mick Fans Toys. And although this color deco fits this better, I think the size and scale, this looks better. And yeah, and if you just kind of look at the engineering and the aesthetic, although the coloration matches, the engineering matches better right here. Here's next to Mick Fans Toys Rodimus and their own Newage Cyclonus, which looks fantastic. So as you can kind of see side by side how all that good stuff looks. And just for fun, kind of the sign of the times, we got a $5 G.I. Joe Classified Crimson Guard. That's only $5 nowadays. And we've got the Optimus Prime from the Red series, the robot enhanced design of it. And I got both of these really cheap just recently, so it's kind of fun to have them and kind of fun to compare it to it. So as I look at the Newage 57 Dino Forces Bombardier Freyr, this is their take on a Swoop. I want to say that it's a good looking figure. It is done well. They did some cool engineering with this. Great paint smattered all over this thing. Looks fantastic. He's a little shorter than some of the other options that are out there, but I think he's scaled properly for a Legends collection. And with that, I do think it's a great figure. Now, is he perfect? Well, not 100% perfect. I don't like how big the forearms are, but that really is a problem that you can cheat your way out of pretty easily. And with that, I do think that that's probably the biggest issue with this guy. I would like a true toy deco, but still maintain the blue chest. And that's, I will probably get that. If not, I'll just get another red chest deco. But anyway, I did get this at Shows. I'm going to link down below where you can get yours. Remember, TH reviewer code. Help me out, and I can get more of these fun things to take a look at, and we can talk about in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Tydirium Hanger out.
Me, Swoop, no see nothing. Excuse me.